You know what's so funny, by the way? I couldn't hear myself in my ear.
There it is.
And I'm trying to figure out if the mic is on. I didn't have my earpiece plugged in. So,
those things
hell
happen.
of a start to the show today, Braylon.
No, those things happen. Excited. It's another beautiful day in Metropolitan Michigan. I'm excited about that. The Tigers are on. Tigers are doing well, man. This is the second series they won in a row, so I'm excited about that. And then today is Thursday, June 2nd, and you know what that means.
It's Armando Galarraga Day. The great Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
Oh, what a day. What a day. 12 years ago tonight against the Indians. Then they were the Indians then, I could say it. And Jim Joyce, forever in history after that night. And he knew he blew it the minute he put those two arms out to say he was safe. And I'll never forget it. Jim Leland comes out. We got a little video for it.
Yeah, let's play it. What the hell? We'll start the show right now. Forget about the chit-chat. Let's go. Here's Armando Galarraga.
Ground ball, right side. Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe. He is safe. He is safe at first base. And here comes Jim Leland. Oh, my goodness.
There it
You know,
is.
the one thing I never understood about this play in terms of Jim Joyce, it's not like he was a rookie umpire.
No, he blew it.
But again, in the moment for Jim Joyce, you have to understand the magnitude of that moment. You know the perfect game is going right now. All ties in this case go to the pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such a bang play. All ties go to the pitcher in that case.
Yeah.
So I never really understood why he made him safe in the first place. Because one, he was not. And two, even if it was that close, you got to punch him out there.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, in terms of watching that play and watching how it played out, and even with the umpire talking about, like, right after the game happened, he talked about in the locker room, is he said that he just assumed that he was going to make that play. He thought that he was going to make that play. He didn't think there was a way that, the run would be out or Miggy could make that play or that they would get him out. When I hear that, I even get more mad. Like, I think some people are excited that he admitted right away that, it's my mistake and I made a mistake and I'm at fault for that. I'm not excited right away because I'm like, why were you trying to be intuitive? Why were you trying to predict that was going to be a safe play? Why didn't you know what was going on in that moment? Why didn't you know that was going to be a perfect game? Why didn't you follow that ball all the way from Miggy's glove to the out thrown at first base to see the foot, to see the glove? He should have paid attention to it from start to finish, especially in a moment like that when you knew it was on the line. I understand that he came out right away and said, hey, I apologize, but you know what? And maybe just call me a Tigers fan. Maybe just call me one of those disgruntled Tiger fans. I'm still mad at him to this day because he didn't do his job right.
I think he meant to call him out, and he put his arms out by accident. When I look at it, I feel that for him. I think he did it accidentally, and Jim Leland comes out.
But you can say, my bad, I meant to say.
Yeah, I know, but it's by that at that time, there's no instant replay, and the umpires are under a lot of pressure anyway because no one likes the umpires.
Dumb
anyway.
question.
And Jim Leland didn't really yell at him. He just went out there and said, you blew it, man. You blew the call.
And he knew it right away.
He knew it.
That's why Jim Leland's just the absolute best, in my opinion. Silly question for you. And love for our friends on the YouTube chat to weigh in on this as well. Oh, sorry about that. Do you believe that Armando Galarraga has gotten more publicity and this story has remained alive because it was a blown call than if he actually got the perfect game?
Yeah.
Like, has it worked out better for him that it was the blown call instead of the perfect game? Because honestly, how many times do we celebrate an anniversary of a Justin Verlander no-hitter?
Right.
We don't.
No.
How many, this is 12 years going strong now for Armando Galarraga, and we're still talking about it.
And Major League Baseball puts out the tweet today. 12 years ago today, Armando Galarraga pitched the perfect game, threw a perfect game. That's what MLB.com put out.
And they don't do that for anybody else. No. So I almost think
he got a car.
I almost think it worked out more to his benefit in the long run than actually if they awarded him the perfect game and called that runner out.
I disagree, because all that being said, all the cars and all the MLB love and everything like that, at the end of the day, he still didn't pitch a perfect game because they didn't call it a perfect game. In the record books, it's not a perfect game. Perfect games are rare. They are hard to freaking come by. Ryan, you're the huge baseball fan.
Yeah.
Perfect games are in fact, they're not damn near. They're impossible to come by, especially to put it in the books technically as a perfect game. So the fact that, yes, we know it was a perfect game, the fact that the umpire came out and said after the game in the dugout and in the locker room that it was a perfect game. In fact, the MLB is coming out and talking about 12 years ago today and the car and all that. None of that matters, because when you look in that record book, guess what's not there? Galarraga's perfect game.
I understand, but just for the life of Armando Galarraga in baseball as a Detroit Tiger, and some of the guys, CJ Snyder on the YouTube chat, 100% absolutely. Jesse says yes, Ryan, LOL. Tammy agrees with Braylon. Jake says should be 24. One life, one chance. Spot on, Braylon. So a lot of people feel differently about this. Obviously, if
Which is a good conversation.
Obviously, if Armando Galarraga could go back, he would prefer to have had that runner called out, and he would be on a list of a perfect game. What I'm trying to say is
it's not a bad secondary.
It didn't all work out that bad for him. Armando Galarraga's name will live on in Detroit Tigers lore for the rest of time. Really. I mean, everybody knows who Armando Galarraga is. Everybody knows what happened. In fact, everybody knows exactly where they were when Armando Galarraga got screwed of the perfect game. And had the runner been called out, had he been awarded that, I don't think you remember where you are 12 years ago tonight.
I had tickets to the game.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I watched it at home, and I was kicking myself the whole damn night.
I understand what you're saying, Ryan, and I love that we're starting off the first segment disagreeing, because I disagree with you. And the reason I say that, if you're talking about a no-hitter, then that's something different. If you're talking about a no-hitter that would have been or should have been and wasn't, then maybe that's a different thing. Maybe you're talking about a Galarraga, maybe he gets more than he deserved because it was a almost, and it should have been a no-hitter. But you're talking about the perfect game. I mean, how many perfect games have there been in the history of the MLB?
It's a great question.
23.
I think somewhere to 23.
23 in the history of MLB, which is over 140 years.
3 of them happened in 2012.
Yeah.
One other one happened in 2010, and Doc Holliday threw it. Roy Halladay threw that one.
So that's what I'm saying by, and I understand, like, yes, we're still talking about it, what almost happened. And that's a big thing in sport or anything in life is you like to talk about what almost happened. That's something fun to talk about for years to come. Talking about the Detroit Lions and the Dallas game, or talk about Dallas and Green Bay, or you're talking about, you can go on and on about what almost happened. But a perfect game, Ryan, that's different, man.
Got a big show for you coming up today. We've got a lot to get to. NBA Finals begin tonight. Braylon, I know you're high on that. The Eastern Conference Finals, I should say, began last night. An incredible game again. The New York Rangers, man. Maz.
I told you they'd win that game one.
Incredible. The New York Rangers might just have that.
They're amazing, but they're going to lose. They're going to lose the series. The Tampa Bay Lightning will beat them in this series. Mark it down.
You believe that, huh?
Yes, I do.
And then, absolutely, we got some sad news yesterday regarding former Minnesota Golden Gopher, running back, and of course, Dallas Cowboy, Marion Barber passed away. Definitely a longtime friend of yours, Braylon.
So sad.
I mean, it just kind of just crushes you when you hear news like that. My condolences to you and everybody who knew him. I don't know what to say about it.
I appreciate that.
Sad, man.
My condolences go to Marion Barber, his family, his kids. It goes to the Minnesota family as well, University of Minnesota. Excuse me. It's just amazing guy, and it sucks whenever anybody passes away. Okay, it sucks, but it just seems like often than not, every other year, man, something is happening to the class of 2005, man. Another death, man. Chris Henry passed away. Cedric Benson passed away. Marion Barbers passed away. And countless other, I can't think of the DB from Denver. The Denver Broncos.
Just died in car accident.
So it just keeps happening. And he's such an amazing individual. Had a chance to play against him 3 times in college. 4 times in college, excuse me. We're the same year. We came out in 2005 and then played against him in the NFL. Just amazing. I remember playing them in my junior year. And the game was amazing. They were winning by 28, and we closed the lead. We ended up coming back to win that game. But in that game, I mean, Marion had 21 carries, 197 yards rushing. He had a touchdown. Then he had 46 yards receiving. And then after the game, he was just so gracious and talking to me. He said, "Yo, B, man, it's always a pleasure to compete against you." And just like the relationship that we have. But he's just so secretly gifted at other things. Like, he's one of the individuals that makes me realize, it makes me understand, and I wish people knew more about his personal life. He's a guy that played the violin. He's a guy that played the piano. He's a guy that, like, he did so many things that had nothing to do with football. He did so many things, unless football gave him the platform. It gave him an opportunity to go to an institution, receive a degree, then make it to the NFL. But the NFL and football did not define him. I'm so sad that, a friend of mine is gone yet again. But he lived an amazing life while he was here. Let's not worry about him dying early. Let's cherish the memories that he made when he was here for his 39 years on earth.
Amen.
Boy, did he run like a beast. He was an absolute monster.
One of the best plays I have ever seen that went for less than 10 yards. And everybody knows what I'm talking about.
It's like an Earl Campbell run.
He was with the Cowboys. They were on about the 5-yard line. He gets the ball. He goes back into the end zone. He's breaking tackles. He's shaking tackles. Should have been tackled 19 different times. He breaks 2 tackles in the end zone to get out of the end zone, to get back to the line of scrimmage, and then gains another 3 or 4 yards. Like, I want to say he ended up with 4 or 5 yards on that play, but it just seemed like he did so much more, man. Man, I'm just sad and I'm touched.
It doesn't say how he passed. It does say, it leans towards CTE again, and so many phenomenal athletes, mostly in football and hockey, with these traumatic brain injuries that they play through all their career, what they put their bodies through. And it breaks my heart to see them have to endure this. Remember Junior Seau, just to bring up a big name for you, that couldn't take it anymore and took his own life. And we're not saying that's what happened here, but that's what everyone is leaning towards. And I guess it really doesn't matter. He's no longer with us. He was only here 38 years. It would have been 39 in another week. So rest in peace, MB3, man.
The thing that's so scary about these, and that's why I take my health into consideration, and that's why I'm working with doctors. That's why I'm doing all the neurological exams that are provided for me by the NFL, and also by my doctors, by my attorneys that are working in the concussion cases. Good catch, and also working with CTE. Is you just don't know. You get scared. Like, I'm 39, and I'm hearing more and more and more, and you see that it happens later and later and later, and it makes you wonder. It's like, is that going to be me? Is there going to be some factors? How do I go about combating that? And combating that is you go train the mind again. You do mental exercises. You go do the neurological exam so they can see if there's dopamine levels that are lower in your brain because of the hits that you played in football. You got to take care of yourself. Young men that play football, you got to take care of yourself. It's not up to anybody else to take care of you. It's not up to anybody else to make sure you're going to do what you got to do. There are ways with which the NFL provide for us to go to these doctors, to see these neurological specialists, so that we can find out what's going on in our mind, and so that we can enter these pools, man, so we can retrain our brain so that we can grow back some of that dopamine. So, if it doesn't have to happen, and it doesn't have to happen. So for my brothers that are watching the show, go out there and get tested, man. Go out there and find out what's going on. Like, find out what's going on up here. Because once this goes, everything else is a wrap.
Tammy Chin, our Woodward mom on YouTube, reminded me of a guy, and it brought me everything up. It's Jim McMahon, who's fighting to get his mind back. It's not even the NFL that's helping him.
Right.
He's out on his own trying to be helped, like you're saying, Braylon. Yeah. The NFL has failed their players.
Miserably.
They are failing their players miserably failing. Meanwhile, announcers are getting $30 million a year. Give me a break, NFL. I love you, but take care of your players.
You guys want to continue to talk about this if you want, but
we can end it after this, though. Jim is a great case of taking care, of doing the mental exercises, because the exercises that he does on a day-to-day basis that are not implemented by the NFL, you're 100% correct. I saw the special as well. He's living out in Arizona. It's Arizona medicine.
He's fighting.
But they've extended him, because he should have crashed a long time ago.
Yep.
But they've extended him about another 8-10 years since the documentary that was the 30 for 30 85 Bear. My apologies, Ryan. Let's get it cracking.
You're good. You're good. I wanted to get a break in. I'm way over for a break, and if we wanted to keep talking about it, we could certainly do that. If you've got a thought on that, weigh in. You can call the show if you'd like, 313-552-6322, or of course be part of our YouTube chat. We are going to end the stream for the Twitter and the Facebook feeds right now, but exclusively join us over on YouTube. Woodward Sports, the bottom line. Ermanni and Edwards, we're coming right back. There is a Tigers-related topic. Remember weeks ago when I said I needed the Tigers to be 17-13 after a 30-game stretch? I'll tell you exactly where they are right now within that next 30 games. They've played 23 of those games. Where are they? We'll have that for you. And want to know, are you taking this team seriously? Ermanni and Edwards, but first a message from the Folding Warehouse.
In Hamtramck, Michigan, of course. It is a great game, folks. If you love it, football and bowling. If you love those two games, that's your game. Get your foal on. Talk to Chris Hutt. He invented the game. 2 ways to play it. $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation. $120. You get it for 2 hours. You put 10 or 12 people on a lane. Bring your own food in. Have it delivered. Plenty of room to spread out. Have yourself a picnic. Plenty of TVs to watch. Some music. The whole 9 yards. Check them out. Don't forget the bar. The bar is high, of course, at the Folding Warehouse. 100 beers. That's what they have to offer. The $2 mystery beer machine. And any drink you need. They got it all for you. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items like the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try our new strawberry bacon chicken wrap. Crispy chicken wrap, nacho wrap, or strawberry salad. The perfect recipe for springtime. And don't forget to grab dessert, including our berry delicious strawberry pie for only $1.99 with the purchase of $7.99 or more at participating Big Boy locations.
He's out.
No, he's not.
Right now,
Yeah,
until August 31st, if you are a teenager between the ages of 14 and 19, you can work out at any Planet Fitness for free with the Summertime Pass. That is right, for free working out at Planet Fitness if you are a teenager between the ages of 14 and 19. For everyone else older than that, right now for just $0 down and $10 a month, you can get your Planet Fitness membership. No matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness nearby. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Safe. It's safe.
Woodward Sports
It's
Network.
safe.
Ermanni and Edwards got the Tigers game on in here. Spencer
Safe.
Torkelson had a base hit down the line, tried to get it into
safe.
second base for a double.
Watch this.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to describe when you're, people at home don't, we don't want them to flip over either.
You're not missing a thing,
Right,
folks.
you are not missing a thing.
We
in the
got
Tigers
you covered.
game.
Hey, Yankees are up 3-0 on the Angels. They
Look at
game
that.
1 of 2.
There you go. But guys, speaking of the Tigers, so weeks ago, prior to their 5-game series against Oakland, who had lost 9 in a row coming in to their series with Detroit, it was a 5-game series last month. I said I need to see the Tigers go 17-13 in their next 30 games to take this team seriously. And right now, they're through 23 of those 30 games. Do you guys have a guess on what record they have?
Out of 23 games?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. 23 games. I'm going to go their 11 and 12.
Close.
I know.
You know what it is. It's 12 and 11.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn.
So winning record.
guess, Bray.
So number one, a winning record in their last 23 games. Number two, they just won a series against Cleveland. Regardless of what happens today, they won the series against Minnesota.
Yeah.
So that's back-to-back series wins against division opponents. They are 20 and 30 on the year, again, regardless of what happens today, before what happens today. I mean, I'm not going to take this team seriously yet, but they have my attention. They have regained my attention.
I would say everything you said is correct. You don't need to necessarily take them serious, but keep paying attention to them because right now they're playing great defense and they're pitching very well.
Pitching's been fantastic.
The offense has been awful. The bats have been bad, but it's getting better.
Just think.
The fact that the pitching is good and the defense has been great, you can win games and you can win series. You know, the only thing is, here we go again. Yet another year, we put ourselves in the hole, and here we come with A.J. Hinch. A.J. Hinch, obviously one of the best managers in the game, motivating his players, motivating the guys that are coming up and going down and coming up and going down, motivating guys that are getting paid $198 million like Baez who can't hit anything, still talking to them, still staying with him, still staying with Tucker Barnhart and those guys. It's something to watch and something to behold. It's just, why are we digging ourselves these ditches every freaking year? Because I think the Tigers are going to do what they did last year, and we're going to be pissed yet again.
12 and 11, you said, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's basically a 500 team.
Yeah.
That's what they are, really, in reality. And they've dug themselves a hole, like you guys have said. But last year was 1 month. This year it's almost 2 months. And it's almost impossible to get out of it. Yes, there is an extra playoff spot available for them. And hell, man, I'm still going to go to the ballpark and watch them. I love baseball. But they're not an entertaining team to watch. Their pitchers, they're way over their head right now, pitching. You said it today. Where does Alex Faedo come from? Yeah, he's just another guy they drafted. So now let's go. They
only drafted pitchers, by the way.
Let's go to Al Avila now and say, hey, maybe he isn't as bad as we think he is. He does suck at picking position players, though, because we only have a few of those up. Cody Clemens is up now, 21, wearing his dad's number. Rogers in the ballpark again, and the family. These are the guys we need to see. And then we haven't seen Riley Green yet. Riley Green might be the straw that stirs this drink. Maybe he lights a fire under Baez. And these guys, Scope's coming out of it now. Little by little, we're getting better baseball. Is it too late? Probably.
It might be, but I'll tell you the one reason that I have a little bit of hope in this season still. And obviously the pitching has held up. It has. The hitting is heating up a little bit. This division sucks.
Yeah.
There is one team in the division right now that is above 500, and the Tigers are playing them today. Now, we all thought Chicago was going to be this world beater that marches to the division.
Injuries.
And ultimately represents the American League in the World Series. Many people had Chicago in the World Series of the American League.
I did.
I did too.
A lot of lost parlays messing with the White Sox.
And it's just not there yet for them. Will they get there? Will they be able to turn it on? Perhaps. But I don't think that their pitching is some group of world beaters. I certainly don't think Minnesota is going to be able to play at this pace. I think they'll.
Why not? They won the division 2 years ago.
I know, but I don't like their team. I don't like their pitching
Carlos
staff.
Correa's got he's on the COVID list.
He's been okay.
He's going to get better.
And so will Baez, and so will Torkelson. And I'm just saying, like, Torkelson since
he's getting it
since the middle of May is hitting above 300.
He's up, his average is over 2 now.
You know, these guys are
he can't run.
But there's these guys that you do get a little bit of life. Now I don't want to go crazy here, but the division is terrible. And if you look at their schedule in July, okay? I mean, I know we just turned to June, but from July 1 to the All-Star break, you are facing all American League Central teams. And I do think that is something where if you can stay afloat here in the month of June where you're playing the Yankees and such, you will have an opportunity to make some headway in the second half of the season and at least make it interesting.
I hope so. I think you got it right. 17-13. I like those numbers just to get back in the game.
That's all you want to do. All you want to do is have a chance. Do the Lions have a chance? You'll hear what Dan Campbell had to say today. OTA is going on at Allen Park. And who's going to call those plays next year? You'll hear from Dan Campbell.
Is it?
Coming up. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret that new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. Les Stanford also has over 350 pre-owned cars on their lot right now. All makes, all models, all years. Some of them with less than 500 miles on it, so they're like new. Come on down today, practically giving them away. Les Stanford Chevrolet and Cadillac. For more, visit lesstanford.com. lesstanford.com.
Find new road.
Find them.
6 dark corners, a driveway and a patio, 5 windows that could become doors. Every house has unique security challenges. Guardian Alarm has more tech, more team, and more ways to help keep them all safe. Get a professionally designed and installed security and smart home system from Guardian Alarm. Sign up today and get a free video device. Guardian Alarm. Smart, right from the start. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Don't mind me. I'm just counting my winnings from last night. But hey, before we get to some more winners, I got to tell you about my new favorite app, oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, and the best thing is you can track all the different odds at all the sports books right in the palm of your hand. So let's get back to that winner. We're going to roll with the under in the Tiger game. We know Scooble. He's just Scooble, and he's a great pitcher. Tigers can't hit. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Our friends at Alta Equipment know that when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. That's why Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction. With the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan, there is nothing your project can throw at you that Alta can't handle. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. That is 844-GO-TO-ALTA today. Alta Equipment, where uptime matters.
Obviously, the video from Scotty G was yesterday's video, but at least he gave you a winner.
This is true. He was right.
At least he gave you a winner. Guys, I want to play for you a little clip from Dan Campbell. You know, last year he took over the play calling responsibilities from the offensive coordinator, Anthony Lynn, at the time. And he did pretty well towards the end of the season. Now, they named Ben Johnson the offensive coordinator this offseason. So who will call the plays? Here's what Dan Campbell had to say about it today.
The first preseason game, if we put up 85 points, I'm going to name him right there when we walk off the field. Carlos. Well, 84 might do it too. No, I think just, look, I don't want to, I'm really not even worried about it right now, to be honest with you. I just want to take it as it comes and see how he goes with it, you know. And, you know, see how he handles running the offense, doing what I need to have done on my end, and kind of my viewpoint, and see how the quarterbacks are and just everything, and then go from there, you know. And I'm kind of a, you know, I think you guys know this. I'm a gut guy, so I'm going to trust my gut to make that decision when the time's right.
We want to thank our Corey Woods, Woodward Sports Lions reporter, for that question to Dan Campbell. Got a really unique answer that you didn't like, Braylon.
I didn't. You know, one thing about it is you want to have your play caller. You want to have your signal caller. Here we are. We're in June now, ladies and gentlemen. This is June. This is June 2nd to be exact. We are how many days away? 98 days now from the season. You want to have your guy already in place. I remember every time that I had success, we had started working off with that guy in January. And if it was somebody that was new, start off working with that guy in February. Like, start off working with that guy so you guys know what he expects of you. Talking about an offensive play caller. Talking about what is his offense. What is his concept? What is his chemistry? Like, what is he asking of the X and Z and wide receivers? What is he asking of the tailbacks? What is he asking of the offensive line and the quarterback? Like, you want to know these things right away. You don't want to be waiting until, let's see, it's a gut type of thing, and I'm trying to wait to get to training camp, and let's see how things go in training camp. Or maybe not as far as training camp, but maybe when we're done with mini camp, which should be ending soon. You gotta have your guy now. That way, you guys can already start working on what are you trying to be? What is the identity?
Yeah.
And if you don't have that guy in place right now, you're still steadily trying to find it through training camp. And then that means if a guy changes during the season, now you're trying to figure it out during the season, which means you're going to waste the first 3 to 4 games of the season trying to figure out what the identity is for the Detroit Lions. We're trying to figure out, what does this offensive coordinator want to do? How does he want to get the ball out of Jared Goff's hands? I just don't like that thing. And I'm not trying to be nitpicking. I'm not trying to say, you got to find something to nitpick with the Detroit Lions. I just think this is something that's serious. You want to have a guy in place already.
Last year, Anthony Lynn, when he was calling the plays, the Lions struggled, and we all know that. And then, before you know it, Dan Campbell, to save his own hide, started calling the plays. They got better as the year went on. Anthony Lynn stepped away. I forgot what team he left to go to.
I forget.
Now.
San Francisco 49ers.
Is he with the Niners?
That's right,
Yes,
yeah.
he's with the Niners.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love Coach Lynn.
Consulting.
Yep, we love Coach Lynn. We wish him the best. So Dan Campbell, he took the bull by the horns last year. He's like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down my way. So he's got Ben Johnson now, first-time offensive coordinator. Supposedly the guy is an up-and-comer, and he knows what he's doing. But Dan Campbell, it's still his show. So as the head coach, if he wants to split play calls with him or kind of like give it to him little at a time, I think the players respect where he's coming from. My opinion.
Go ahead, Bray.
I didn't play, though.
Go ahead, because I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think this is just setting up for a lot of cooks in the kitchen. Yeah. Who's doing what and when. If I have a bad call, does that mean that he's going to strip me from my play calling responsibilities? Like, how is this going to work? Is it going to be a gut? So maybe you call the plays against Green Bay, and then I'll call the plays against Minnesota, and then maybe we can see how that goes for a little while. I mean, you're just leading to a lot of confusion. You're leading to a lot of cooks in the kitchen. And I agree with you, Braylon. I just wish, if you want to call the plays. You're the head freaking coach.
Yeah.
If you got enough confidence in the offensive coordinator that you hired to do it, if you're so totally on the same page, let him do it. But this wishy-washy I don't like. I'm not going to lie to you, because I really like everything this organization has done for a long time.
Agreed.
With this regime. I do not like this.
Yeah, and like I said, we're not trying to nitpick and match to what you're saying. It would be one thing if Dan Campbell was coming from a situation. I know I'm going way back, kind of dating myself. Let's say like a Charlie
Weiss.
Yes, Charlie Weiss from the Patriots. It'd be different now. He takes over as a head coach. And now he's, calling the plays, and he's waiting to see if that next guy, which is, let's say, Ben Johnson in this moment, he's waiting to see if Ben Johnson can be the guy. But at least Charlie Weiss is a proven play caller. He's a proven offensive genius for what he did for the Patriots and for other teams, and even for Notre Dame and the Giants before that. Like, this is a guy that was learning how to call offensive play calls last year, talking about Dan Campbell. So for him to say, we're going to see, Dan, you're not an offensive play caller. Like, you did.
He played offense.
That doesn't mean anything. I played offense, too. I can't go be an offensive play caller for the Detroit
think so?
Lions. Yeah, on Madden. Not in real life. It's a real thing to get in there and call plays and be in those moments and know what to expect or know what to call the play against. Here comes the rush and here comes the blitz. Like, it's a real situation. Dan, you're not that guy, so why don't you release the strains? Why don't you release the reins now and see what Ben Johnson can be? If he's not the guy, well, then later on in the year. But don't try to hold him back, as you yourself aren't necessarily an offensive guru and genius. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. Dan Campbell, though, I appreciate the honesty. I just disagree with what he's saying.
Yeah,
I disagree with what he's doing. You're the player here, Braylon.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that or not, where it's like bouncing back and forth between who's doing what.
Is he helping Anthony? Is he helping
Jared
Ben Johnson?
Aaron Glenn? Is he helping Aaron Glenn on defense?
No.
So
Not
he's
at
left
all.
Aaron Glenn alone.
I think Aaron
Yes.
Glenn is the head coach of the defense.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I feel like
Okay.
Aaron Glenn might almost be the head coach.
Well,
All right.
I don't
On
think
defense.
that.
I
I
said
think
on defense.
definitely the head coach of the defense.
On defense.
Yeah.
But no, he's not helping Aaron Glenn at all. He's deferring to Aaron Glenn because Aaron Glenn has shown that he knows what he's talking about. He's shown that he can get his players, no matter what type of players they are, no matter if they're players that we think are starters or players that we think are third string or fourth string, he can get those players to play for him in the type of defense that he wants to run and have success. You saw the Baltimore game you almost won. Saw the Minnesota game you almost won. And then you saw a couple wins that you did have in December, especially against the Arizona Cardinals. So he's not helping him. So I wouldn't help Ben Johnson as well. I would see let Ben Johnson do his thing during training camp. I mean, during mini camp, then during training camp. Let him do his thing because you know what? This is something, if you didn't feel that strongly about Ben Johnson, well, guess what? You had from January because you guys didn't make the playoffs. It's not like you were in the playoffs and you were figuring it out. You didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, he had from last year when he got rid of
Maz, you hit the nail on the head. You took it even one better.
Yep.
You've had since October when you got rid of A-Lin to make a move, and you didn't. So I don't want to hear nothing about this. Well, we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to go with my gut. Your gut should have told you to hire somebody back in October or let Ben Johnson see what he can do without you leaning over his shoulder.
Guys, there is an embarrassing stat. Anybody and everybody with the Lions organization should be embarrassed by this statistic.
Just one stat?
Yes, just one stat that CBS, the NFL on CBS, tweeted out today.
Oh, God.
We'll have that for you
That one.
next. You won't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I had to read it 2 and 3 times before I actually understood what they were trying to say. We'll have it for you next, but first a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Oh, Chili Peppers Tanning, 26 locations, more on the way, one right down the block here on Woodward. If you join the Peppers Club, they'll beat all competitors by $5 on unlimited tanning. Make sure you check them out. They have the best deals, the hottest bulbs, and the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. Check them out at chilipepperstanning.com.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risks, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
It's Maz from my favorite place.
Big boy.
The Big Boy. That's right. Big Boy goes everywhere with me.
Sounds good tonight, actually.
I'm still waiting for one to put one in my backyard. I need the Big Boy statue. I got to find one. We brought back some of the classic breakfast items. You know it well. It's the strawberry breakfast, the strawberry French toast, hot cakes, and waffles. If you're not in the mood for breakfast, I don't know why, but how about some lunch? The strawberry chicken wrap, the grilled chicken wrap. How about the strawberry salad, a perfect recipe for some spring and summertime fun. And if you're hungry for a little dessert, get the strawberry pie. A piece of that for $1.99 with any purchase of $7.99 or more at a local Big Boy.
Guys, I want to continue to talk Detroit Lions now. I saw this stat this morning. It was pretty early, and I had to read it a couple of times. Ready for it, Braylon?
I'm ready, brother.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the NFC North more recently than the Detroit Lions. And just in case you needed to know, the Tampa Bay Bucs left the division back in the 2002 realignment. So it was called the NFC Central back then when it was 5 teams: Tampa, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, and Green Bay. But then they left in 2002 when NFL realignment came. The Bucs won the division in 1999. The Lions last won the division back in 1993.
Refresh my memory. Is that the only time they've won the division in the Super Bowl era?
I think they won it in 91.
So 91 and 93.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
And the Jets they're the brother to the Lions in the AFC East. They've won it once, maybe twice. since they've been in the Super Bowl era as well.
How are
BS too, because we should have won in 09 and 2010.
I mean,
Talking
how
about
are
the Jets,
you?
by the way.
Yeah.
It's the NFL.
Yeah.
And I know people that the easy answer will be, well, the Fords. I don't think I can comprehend. I don't think I'm capable of comprehending just how bad this organization has been for decades.
Nobody believes us.
Like, don't you think that you find a good team 1 year?
Yeah.
Like, even 1 year, and then you fall off again, that's fine. But can't you win the division one? You only got to be better than 3 other teams. To win the division in the NFL, you have to be better than 3 other teams. Count them. 1, 2, 3. That's it.
What was the year?
You can't do that.
What was the year Aaron Rodgers got hurt and the Lions had like a 2 or 3 game lead in the NFC North and still lost?
That was the year they won 7 in a row and they lost the rest?
Yeah.
That was the Jim Caldwell year, right? 2016, 2017.
They couldn't close it that year.
I just cannot. So many times I have been so positive about the Detroit Lions. I've come out here and said, I think they're going to win 10 games. I think they're going to compete for the division this year, yada, yada, yada. And I believe that. But then I see things like this, and it just slaps you in the face, Bray.
It's one of those things where you look at the stats and you look at some of the things like this, literally they've won twice in the Super Bowl era. Meanwhile, they're not the last, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are no longer in the division, been out of the division since 1998, have won it more recently than them. You look at the last time that they won a championship, it was 67 years ago. You look at 91, how long ago was that? Like, all these things start to stack up, and then you're like, oh, well, they were there, and, the Cowboys play happened, or they were there, or this happens, and they were 7 games in a row, and then they lost, 8 of the last whatever. It's more and more why, one, I'm proud I never was a Detroit Lions fan. I'm not. Like, I'm a fan of Detroit, as I always say. I've never been a Detroit Lions fan. And my dad played for the Detroit Lions, mind you. I'm happy I'm not, because it makes you believe in the mythological. It makes you believe in, like fantasy. It makes you believe in curses. It makes you believe in curses. I know here we are right back to this, 8 months later from when we talked about it last year during the season. But something is up.
Something has gone awry.
But I'm going to leave it from 2021 backwards, because I do think something is changing in 2022. I do believe in the new regime. I do believe in what they're doing now. At least it looks different. But something about that 2021 all the way back to 1957 or 50, 55, whatever you want to take it back to, something is special about it, because it makes no sense that a team that has had this much star power, a team that has had this many Hall of Famers, or, maybe not even that many Hall of Famers, but had the ones. They had Calvin. They had Ndamukong at one time. They had Stafford at one time. They had Calvin Johnson at one time. Had Barry. They had all those guys, Herman Moore, Lomas Brown, Benny Blades, and the list goes on.
Jason Hansen.
All those guys, Mr. Washington State, Mr. Wazoo, Jason Hansen, all that. And this is where we are. Like, it's something is in the water from 2021 back to 1955.
Listen. There's no NFL fan out there that knows Detroit's pain, because if you tell them, they don't believe you.
Right.
What do you mean you didn't win a division? What do you mean the only playoff game you won was in 1991 in the Super Bowl era? What are you talking about? That can't be true. I remember the Bengal fans would always write in how they had pain.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, pain? You've been in 2 Super Bowls, now a 3rd. That's great compared to what the Lions have gone through. The Lion fan has gone through. There's nobody that could compare the pain. Cleveland is second. They lost their team.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
So that's where I would say.
But they even made 2 AFC championship games.
And got a playoff win 2 years ago.
But I think Cleveland might have an argument with Detroit.
No, second.
Just because I could not imagine losing the Lions after cheering for them my whole life.
And then they win a Super Bowl.
And then they go win 2 Super Bowls in Las Vegas or
Baltimore
or wherever. Or
wherever there was the team.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Santa
Fe, New Mexico. Lions move to the Santa Fe Lions, and they go win 2 Super Bowls.
Santa Fe Lions actually has a nice ring to it.
I'm telling you, I don't know how I come back from that.
I'll tell you how.
Good stuff.
You only won 1 playoff game in 65 years.
Yeah.
That's how you come back from it. No one has had the pain of the Lion fans. And God willing, it's turning. God willing.
It is one of the more incredible statistics
In
that
sports.
I think you will see today for sure, but in sports. But I saw that Buck stat, and I was like, oh, my God. And remember how bad the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization was.
Of course.
Even they got it right.
With the yellow jerseys.
They started 0-26. 0-26.
And
to
forget
start
about
their
how
franchise.
they started, too. I mean, they really were bad for an elongated period of time, and they got it right to win 2 Super Bowls.
It's remarkable.
It is remarkable.
In sports, completely. The only team you could compare them to, really, is the Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
DJ Tom's team. The Maple Leafs
Shout out to
haven't
DJ
won the
Tom.
Stanley Cup since '67, have won 1 playoff series in in the past 10 years.
Like 23 years
And
ago.
everyone makes the playoffs in hockey. All right, that's the only difference.
Except, yeah. It's one of those things where it's weird, man. You see all these random stats, and I think I sent one to the group the other day. I sent one for Tom. I sent a chat that said, I think the Cincinnati Reds won at Fenway Park the other day, which was their first win at Fenway Park since 1975, but their first regular season win at Fenway Park since 1911. That's the only I saw that terrible stat. And here come the Lions.
You know, for as much as we talk about the Lions, though, there is, again, I'm a positive guy. I'm going to go positive now. And then I saw this today, and I was like, okay, I do feel that hope is slightly validated. Dan Orlovsky tweeted this morning that the teams that will make the biggest jump in wins, the Lions, the Jets, the Broncos, and Carolina. What do you consider a big jump of wins? What number? What is that?
They have 3 last year.
Yes.
3.5.
What's a big jump?
I guess double that?
I would say, to me, minimum 4 extra. 4 more wins.
Okay.
That
to
puts
get you
them
to
at
7.
7.
Okay. I'll go with that.
Yeah, if you're going to talk about what's a huge jump, you're talking about they won 3 games last year, tied 1 with the Steelers. That could have easily been a 4th.
So it's 3.5. Double it to 7.
Yeah, I would say 8. I would say if they get
5
to,
wins.
If they get to 8, yeah, I would say 5. Something about going from 3-13-1, going from that to
6-11.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one team on here that
not 6-11, 8.
Okay.
And 11. You say a big jump, I say 5 wins. 5 and 3 is 8.
All right, so 8 and 9.
Yeah, so 8 and 9 to me sounds like a nice jump from 3-13-1.
I can't get the 17-game schedule right. It's got to be
I know.
even number soon here.
I know
18 will
18's
pop
coming
soon.
for sure.
It's definitely coming.
2 preseason games and the 18th game is coming for sure. One team I disagree with Orlovsky here on is the Jets.
No, don't disagree.
I mean, the Jets might start out 0-9, 1-8.
They got a lot of talent, man.
They got a lot of talent.
It's a tough schedule, but they got a lot of
So you
talent.
disagree with Orlovsky, but you agree with Brady. Quinn.
I agree with Brady Quinn.
Okay.
The Jets do have a lot of talent, but that schedule is a bit of a murderer's row for the first half of the season.
But they're putting it together.
8-9. Let me pull up their schedule
I
for
watched
you.
Garrett Wilson on film a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Just in practice. Boy, he looks so impressive, man.
Speaking of Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson said something amazing yesterday, and I think it may have been 2 days ago, and I sent it in. And basically what he was saying was they were asking him, he's a Texas guy, why didn't he go to Texas?
Right.
They said with the Texas Longhorns, all the money that they have, Ryan talks about it often, we all do, the oil money that Texas has. And they asked him, why didn't you go there? He said, you know what I saw? I saw a lot of my guys, a lot of friends go to Texas and
Disappear.
They disappeared.
Yep.
They didn't get better. And that's one of the biggest things Michigan struggled with when Harbaugh first was here. A lot of the players that came here, a lot of those 4 stars, some of those 5 stars, look at Rashawn Gary and those guys.
Yeah.
They didn't get better
They didn't take the
from
next
freshman
step.
year to senior year or to junior year, wherever they left. And I thought that was very interesting by Garrett Wilson to say that. Because now you think about Texas, and after he makes that comment, look at what happened this year for the University of Texas.
No doubt.
The first time ever, they didn't have 1 player drafted.
Let me give you the schedule real quick. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it is, guys. Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland at Cleveland. That without Deshaun, so you might get a win there. And then Cincinnati, Pittsburgh,
They could beat
Miami,
Pittsburgh.
Green Bay, Denver, New England, Buffalo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, but see, what I like about that is you like to use things when you like to use them. You're the same one that told us Green Bay's not that good. So
I agree.
So they can't beat Green Bay?
Well, it could be one.
They can't beat Miami?
No, they could win that game, but they could be also one of Green Bay's 7 wins.
Yeah, could
Okay,
be.
fair enough. Fair enough.
You know.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm
sneaky.
I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
They're one of my guys.
They're one of your teams. That's right.
I got 3 lousy teams to root for, but I'm rooting hard for them.
Big news in the NFL. A couple of guys retiring. And is this team on its way out? They just can't sustain a team. We'll let you know who that is coming up next. But first, a message from Centron.
That's right. Centron. They are here for the summer. They're here for the memories. They are proud partners with the Detroit Tigers. So hopefully we can go down to Tiger Stadium, make that Comerica Park, and we can enjoy some Centron because they are here for the moments. And now in the summer, in select Kroger's, go to CentronWorld.com.
Well, I met you in the summer.
CentronWorld.com. That's a very good song, by the way. Lil Calvin Harris right there. 2 for $4 is what you can get the energy drinks right now. The cranberry, talking about the classic, and talking about the sugar-free classic. 2 for $4 right now at select Kroger's. Go to CentronWorld.com. Find out how you can be here for the memories and find out how they can be here for your memories.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
Detroit sports by Detroiters and for Detroiters. This is Detroit Sports Network. This is Woodward Sports.
All right, guys, right back here, Woodward Sports. A couple of guys retiring from the NFL, and I wanted to get to this before we do the baseball team that could be on its way out. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, calling it a career after 17 seasons, 10 yards shy of 35,000 yards in his career, 223 touchdowns, a 7th-round draft pick from Harvard. I mean, some of the great outfits, seemingly played for every team, and every team that he played for, the guys loved him in that locker room. He played his tail off every game. And after 17 years, man, it is done.
The greatest journeyman quarterback ever, I'm calling him.
Yeah, it could be.
Hands down. Was he fun to watch.
I want to say he was in my draft class. He's another 05 guy.
Wow.
It's another 05 guy.
He played for the Jets.
They just keep coming up. Never had a chance to play with Fitzmagic, but I never heard a bad thing about him from guys that I played with that played with him as well, or played on the same team, just a great guy, man. Always fun. I feel like he was on a lot of teams that were bad teams, but he made better, and I feel like he was on a lot of teams that were okay, and he was decent enough. Always started off really good.
2005 draft, 7th-round pick, number 250 overall. Played for the Rams.
Who
Bengals.
took him? Was it the Rams who drafted him?
It was the Rams.
Yeah, he went from Rams to
the
Buffalo.
St. Louis
next.
Rams.
Yeah.
He went Rams,
Cincinnati,
Buffalo. No, he went Rams, Cincinnati,
Buffalo, Tennessee,
then Washington,
Houston,
Jets,
Buccaneers, Miami, Washington. Had about 5 stops before he got
in Washington.
to Washington.
I wish we had him here.
No kidding.
I'd take him right now as our backup.
Might have won a playoff game.
One thing about him was Fitzmagic was fun. Like, when he understood the game, like the 2 journeymen in my lifetime was him and McCown. Like, Josh McCown is the other journeyman. I think Josh McCown played for more teams than him. Josh McCown got drafted a year before me. But just a great guy, man. Just wish he could have been on a team at the right time in the right moment, because he's got that type of energy that, like, if he would have had one of those playoff runs, I guarantee you everybody would have got behind Fitzmagic in the country. Like, he would have been one of those international or those national story successes where everybody would have cheered for him in the playoffs.
No, you ready? Mm-hmm. Jared Goff or Ryan Fitzpatrick?
No, stop.
I'm asking you.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, thank you. Braylon?
No.
Braylon?
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff?
In the NFL.
Amazing.
You think of Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders and Jim Brown and Earl Campbell and O.J. Simpson, Walter Payton.
Guess what draft class? 05.
05
yet again.
Kiss another one goodbye. He's going to sign with the Niners and retire. And look how many yards he got to the penny.
16,000
on the money.
Yeah.
16 dimes.
And this is the thing about it, and I brought up Frank Gore when we were doing the draft. When we were talking about the draft, and talking about Jamison Williams, talking about the injury, talking about can he be the same. Frank Gore got a tore his ACL twice in college. University of Miami tore his ACL twice. Came in the same year as me. If he doesn't tear his ACL, and you hear this all the time from Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis said the reason I left early is because Frank Gore was coming. Willis McGahee, he says all the time, I would not have been in the Heisman running. I would not have been a first-round drafted running back if Frank Gore never tore his ACL. And then he comes in the NFL and tears his ACL again. Still has 16,000. Some people, you just can't tell them no.
He just seems like he's just a guy to me I would never consider to put up on this list.
I would never mention him.
Ever. If I told you who was the leading rushers in the NFL, you would not throw Frank Gore's name out at me. You just wouldn't.
Who's the leading rusher in San Francisco 49er history?
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Yeah, he's above Roger Craig. Roger Craig second.
Isn't that something?
It is.
I
mean, that I can understand a little bit.
Yeah.
That could be sneaky. But in the NFL pantheon, I mean, I just would never consider Frank Gore one of the greatest running backs of all time. But I don't know how you can exclude him.
If you can,
he did the work. You cannot exclude him.
If you can sneak 900 yards a game,
he's a Hall of Famer.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's funny because they're not going to want to put him in there, but they're going to have to. They're going to have to. You know, the numbers speak for themselves. He's been to a Super Bowl, didn't win. That was obviously the Harbaugh Bowl. But he put in the work, man. Like, he lasted the test of time. A guy you're talking about averaging around 900 yards a year career.
Just keeps going like the Energizer Bunny.
He just had an amazing career, and it wasn't a flashy career. See, that's the thing. He didn't have one of those 20-plus touchdown seasons. He didn't have a LaDainian Tomlinson 2006 season. By the way, we got to talk about that one day, because LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 was the best that I've ever seen in my life in terms of everything. Before all my Barry Sanders fans go crazy, in terms of everything. But that's a whole nother thing. He didn't have one of those LaDainian seasons. He didn't have that Barry Sanders, like those highlights and shake and break you, and you're watching his highlights when you're kicking it with your friends and you guys are having a couple brews and trying to figure out what to watch. He said, oh, man, let's just throw on YouTube and put on Randy Moss. Or let's throw on YouTube and put on Barry Sanders. You would never just throw on Frank Gore.
Yeah.
But he's lasted the test of time. He was durable. He'd give you 900 yards a year. Like, he played. You know, he didn't practice very much, but, hey, it's okay. You know,
if I throw a name out at you, tell me who you think would be the leading rusher. Franco Harris or Frank Gore?
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, now that I know the numbers.
I know, but if you just told me that, I'm like, oh, Franco Harris has more yards
than him.
What about O.J. Simpson? O.J. Simpson's got way more yards than him.
Frank.
But no, you're right. Jim Brown.
Walter Payton.
Jim Brown.
I would think Jim Brown. Walter Payton, yeah.
It's amazing that he's on the list.
9
He's only behind,
years.
He's only behind two people. He's only behind Emmett, and he's only behind Emmett and Walter. Walter's now 2, and Emmett's number 1.
9 years of over 1,000 yards rushing. In 2 of those years, he was within 40 yards of 1,000. So essentially, I'm going to give him 40 yards in 2015. I'm going to give him 40 yards in 2017. You're talking 11 seasons of 1,000 yards rushing.
Not
that
to
is
mention
an
when you look at
incredible
those other
statistic.
ones.
He boxes still. He knocked someone out a couple of weeks ago.
He's
got that competitive flame, baby. He's got that competitive flame.
Some people just woke. Like, some people were born to play football. Some people were born to do certain things. Frank Gore is a guy that he came out the womb and it was like, all right, I'm gonna put a ball in his hand. He's gonna play football. Like, he has a football head. He likes to play football. He loves football. He's a football guy. He's from Coral Gables. Like, I used to live in Coral Gables when I was out there in Miami, and his high school is literally right there, Coconut Grove High School, which is right around the corner.
He could have walked to the U.
Yeah, you said what?
He could have walked to the U.
No, for real, 100%, yeah.
For real. Guys, I'm going to get to this, top of the hour. Here we go. If you had a ticket to one sporting event, what would it be? I'm going to do that next, and then I'll get back to the team that is on the move. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I'll get back to that, but if you could have one ticket to a sporting event, what would it be? We'll do it next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. If you would like to stay safe, give them a call. That's right. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. Guardian Alarm keeps you safe and gives you peace of mind. Whether you're at home or on the road, their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you is safe. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for peace of mind. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Right now. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you. We'll be right back.
He's going deep, right side. Oh, that is Edwards out there. He goes up in the air at the goal line.
Hey, it's Braylon Edwards here, wanting to welcome the sports marketing agency to Woodward Sports Network, to the family. Glad to have you guys. For the last decade, the sports marketing agency has literally leveraged athletes around issues such as mental health and substance abuse.
Glad that we can finally start trying to get the stigma off of mental health that's been there for all these years.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Trader. Boom. Hour number 2 of the program. How you guys doing today? Having fun?
Not watching them. They just swing it back.
Braylon's consumed with the Tigers game in here. Down 2-1. Bottom of the 6th inning. But, hey, they've already won the series against Minnesota, regardless of what happens today.
They're fun to watch right now. You got me started on them. They're 12-11 in their last 23 games. Close to what you said in 17 and 13. They're getting better. You're seeing the bats being swung. Like, the biggest thing with their offense is just swinging at tons of bad pitches, man. You watch Javi Baez, you talk about a guy, and we were excited to get him. We talked about 130 to 150 RBIs, talk about somewhere between 36 to 42 home runs. Like, that's what you're expecting out of Javi Baez. He's swinging at terrible pitches. Like, the off-speed pitches are killing him, and that's what's bothering me about the pitching and the hitting in the offense.
Maz, how you doing over there?
I'm solid, man.
Good.
I'm talking to the YouTubers, and now
You
talking
love
about
the YouTubers.
they're talking about who's the greatest journeyman quarterback. They even threw out Kurt Warner's name.
Not a journeyman.
I would not count him as a journeyman.
No.
He played for 3 or 4 teams.
3.
Got kicked off the Packers after what?
Yep.
5 hours. By the way, I watched that movie over the weekend.
It's pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I saw
enjoyed
it too.
it. Corny.
Yeah,
but very good.
I saw it too. I kind of liked it.
What's the matter?
What is the matter, Bray?
Nothing.
You didn't like it?
He told me about when he watched that movie is when he went up north. I remember that. You were on vacation. You went up north. I saw the preview for that commercial.
Don't look at the preview.
The cinema. First of all, I know who the actor is. The actor is the same guy that plays Shazam.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm not taking him serious.
No, he's good.
He's playing
Listen to me.
In a
American Underdog.
I know the name of the movie.
Watch it.
It's very
Don't look at the previews because the previews look like a joke.
No.
Please.
The only reason I watch that movie is because Dennis Quaid does a hell of a good job in all sporting movies.
Right.
Like so Dennis Quaid in the sports movies undefeated.
Listen to
him
me.
and Kevin Costner.
Please watch American Underdog this week. Please.
I watch American Pie. Is it close? It's American something. American Beauty.
Come on, man.
Shut up.
I'll give you. I'm not gonna watch it this weekend.
Son of a gun.
I'll give you a chance today. It's Thursday.
Brenda Warner was hot.
I'll give you.
I did not think that.
Monday.
You didn't like her?
I did not think that.
You didn't like her? That's Sookie.
Yeah.
From True Blood.
Yeah.
First Blood or whatever
Didn't
the
care
hell
for
it's
her.
called.
Okay, guys,
Love
you have a
some
free
Sookie.
ticket to any event. What are you
Stackhouse
choosing? You want me to go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
go
going.
ahead.
Ready?
Wait, say it again. What we're talking about.
You have a free ticket
Yes.
to any event in the country. What are you choosing? And some of the choices could be the Super Bowl, the Daytona 500, the Kentucky Derby, Game 7 of the World Series, the Masters, WrestleMania, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Championship, World Cup Final, March Madness Championship game, the Grand Prix, Champions League Finals, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Mine is not even on that list.
Really?
You always do stuff.
All
like
right, I got it. You want to go to Wimbledon?
Nope. You ready?
What are you laughing at Wimbledon for?
I want to watch Michigan play USC in the Rose Bowl. I have never been to the Rose Bowl.
Oh, wow.
I think every Michigan fan,
that's beautiful.
every Michigan State fan, that's got to be a bucket list item is to go watch your team play in the Rose Bowl. And I'd like it if they played like a USC instead of like a Utah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Of course. There really is no pageantry better than that gorgeous Rose Bowl field, the way they decorate that field. And you got the San Gabriel Mountains in the back. And it used to be the top game to watch. Now it's just an afterthought because of the playoffs. But a beautiful park to go to.
I mean,
beautiful.
I think I've been there before.
I think
you have.
Twice, actually.
Yes, you have.
And
now,
it happened to play a team in USC that had 3 Heisman Trophy winners because Lindell White could have won the Heisman in 2 years. Then obviously Reggie and Matt did win them. Mike Williams could have won the Heisman his sophomore year.
But I've been to a Super Bowl, so I didn't think it would be fair to say go to a Super Bowl because I've been to a Super Bowl.
Well, you could still say it.
I guess watching the Lions play in a Super Bowl. I guess
I've been to a lot of those events, but I still would probably pick.
I've been to a lot
Bowl.
of those events, but what I'm saying is, I guess
How old were you in '97?
I was a freshman in college.
And you didn't go to the championship?
Didn't go. I was a broke college kid, man. I can't afford to go to the friggin'
I was there
Rose
for that.
Bowl.
That was
y'all could have went.
Hey,
been tough.
That was a thrill for me to be there.
You would have suffered the rest of the year.
Yeah,
you would have suffered the rest of the year.
Right.
That was an absolute thrill.
Yeah.
To be there.
I bet.
But my first Super Bowl I went to, I cried at it.
Yeah.
I did.
So the Super Bowl that I went to, obviously, was the one here in Detroit, and I was on the field as the teams rushed out onto the field. And
That's cool.
I'm standing on the sidelines, on the Steelers sidelines, for the freaking Super Bowl, where you've got 100 million people watching worldwide. It's the Super Bowl. There's people have paid thousands of dollars to get into the stadium, and here I am, little old me from East Detroit, Michigan, 16524 Juliana Street, standing on the Steelers sidelines, getting paid to be at the Super Bowl.
Pretty cool.
I was like, holy Toledo!
And the Rolling Stones were there.
My good friend Larry Foote came up to me, and because we were friends at Michigan, came up to me.
That's because of DT.
Yeah, that's right, because of DT. But came up to me, stood right in front of me, saw I had my little, I had that little Kodak camera. You used to turn in. Disposable camera. And I took a picture of him.
You got that picture
I
still?
got that picture. I got it somewhere.
I saw Mr. Foote Sr.
I know.
For bowling. He wanted to shout out again to you guys.
I love
on
that.
Tuesday. He was dominating the lanes again.
Yeah, he's the man. But it was such a great experience. But Braylon, I mean, is somebody who played in the Rose Bowl a couple of times and played in some of the most incredible stadiums. What would your event be?
I struggle. I was looking at the list, and I've been to a lot of things on that list. I think if I'm looking at it from your point of view, where it's something that I have not been to, something that I want to experience, something that I'm looking at the magnitude of what it is. Well, the most watched sporting event in history every 4 seasons, as you know, or every 4 years, is World Cup. You put a World Cup here, United States of America, and don't think I'm not going to that game. I just think for what the World Cup has been throughout the history of it, from Pele to Maradona to more recently with Messi and Ronaldo, that would be something special, because I think it's an international. It's something international. Like when you go to that event, you're not just chilling with, to your point, you're not just chilling with USC fans or Michigan fans or fans of the Big Ten or fans of the Pac-12 or fans of college football. You're chilling with individuals that are from Ireland, Scotland, Brazil, Germany, Paris, the United States of America. You're chilling with all those people, and you're just seeing this great sport, like causing the whole world to be silent, in that snapshot, just for that month that is World Cup. So for me, I think it'd be World Cup, man. You put a World Cup in one of these amazing stadiums like the one that Chicago is going to build off the water. You talk about
wasn't the World Cup at the Silverdome one year? They brought in that real grass. They grew the grass outside, brought it indoors for the game.
No.
I think they had a special
game. 1987 or something like that.
You might be right. I know there was a big soccer game there. You might be right.
Hold on.
You might be right.
Sam Fletch, you guys remember that at all?
They won't remember. I know there was a big game at the Silverdome. You're absolutely right. I'm not sure if it was a World Cup championship or not, though.
I was going to say WrestleMania, but I've been to 3 of those. So
1994 FIFA World Cup. Would that have been it?
That was no.
I think that was it.
I think you got to go back earlier than that.
94 was Alexi Lalas. He had all that hair.
Dang.
So, Bray, what are you picking?
I said World Cup.
Still?
Yep. 1994 World Cup at the Pontiac Silverdome.
The final?
No, just
okay.
Just a venue.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine. You said yes, I'm picking World Cup. Like World Cup, like legitimately. You know how many people watch World Cup? Like World Cup is an event that unifies nations. It unifies continents, man. It's something.
Still boring.
It doesn't. No, it's not boring. If you go to World Cup, you go to baseball games. I don't want to hear that from you. Like going to a World Cup and just being a part of what that does for the 7 continents and like the history. It's much bigger than just going to USC and Michigan. It's much bigger than just going to a World Series game.
Well, it's only bigger if you think it's bigger. If it means something to you.
It's bigger because it is bigger.
But if it means something to you.
Man, like sometimes I agree with you. Like, you know what? It's about an opinion and everybody has one. This isn't an opinionated thing. It only happens every 4 years. You have a chance to win a World Series every year. You don't have a chance to win a World Cup every year. You don't have a chance to finish first in 100 and win a gold medal. Or you don't have a chance to be Michael Phelps every year. You get 4 years to wait on that moment, and if you false start or if you get beat in the preliminary rounds or one of those things, you're no longer in it. You got to wait another 4 years. So that's why I think it would be great to go to one of those events, and once again, it unites the world.
And I see Scott Klinger on here says WrestleMania 100%.
I've been to 4 of those.
I've been to 2 WrestleManias. It is a spectacle. I mean, it is one of the great.
I'm going to see a Broadway show.
Miami, Detroit, and then I went to Dallas. Not this year, the first year, which was 2016, with Jeff. Shout out to my boy Jeff.
If it was only real. If it was only real.
Well, I mean, those injuries are real, Maz. I mean,
I don't care about that.
You know, you've got Mankind, a.k.a. Mick Foley, a.k.a. Mr. Sacco.
Hell in the Cell.
Going through the cage, going down 50 feet to meet his demise.
Saw Shane McMahon jump off the cage and jump on to miss the Undertaker.
Breaking necks. Crap like that.
I still got a few sporting events on my bucket list.
Like
Although
what?
I'm not a big motor racing fan, I do want to see the Indy. I do want to see the Daytona. I want to see Wimbledon live. I love tennis, back in the day especially. But the number one thing I would want to see is the Triple Crown at Belmont Park. I want to see another Triple Crown winner. I want to be there for a Triple Crown winner. I was there in '79 with my dad, and Spectacular Bid lost
and I want
in the rain. But I was there as a 17-year-old kid. I want to be there as an adult.
With the winning ticket.
With Lily, with my daughter Lily, because she always says, Dad, you got to take me to a derby. I want to take her to the Belmont Park in New York and see a Triple Crown winner.
Okay, if you're going to go that way, since you want to be that specific, then I want to see the Lions win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Like, if you're going to be that specific, I want to see the Detroit Lions play in the Super Bowl and win one.
Well, how specific is that? I said I want to go to Belmont Park with the chance to have a horse win the Triple Crown.
That's specific because the question said which event. It didn't say which event with these
teams.
And that's why I'm not tripping, because I said if that's the case.
Well, then that's the case. I was already at Belmont Park.
You can't be tripping.
I'm not tripping, man. It's like, all right.
No, what I'm saying is.
No, I'm not saying anything. You know how the fans are. They gonna jump on me.
No, they're gonna jump on you.
Jump on me.
They're not gonna jump on you.
Hey, look, man, I'm just here so I can get fine.
We gotta read some of the YouTube people.
Yeah, we'll get to those next. Ermanni and Edwards, but first a message from Gypsy Vodka.
I wish I could have a mulligan in that do-over, but guess what? I can have a mulligan on the golf course. That's right, Gypsy Vodka, home of the mulligan now. Iced tea, lemonade, and vodka, 8% alcohol, and it is smooth. You want to have mulligans on the golf course? Why not drink one and golf one at the same damn time? Go to your liquor store right now. It is available for you to have fun on the weekends. You and your buddies, go out there and hit it. You and your wife, guess what? I'm a huge fan of guys, husbands, and wives. My mother and my father, they play all the time. Now I gotta get them some mulligans that I don't have to pay for on the scorecard. That's right. Go to your liquor store, ask for it by name. The Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka. If you're gonna drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm Kay Cunningham. I'm proud to partner with Hall Financial, the mortgage company known for 5-star service. Don't just take my word for it. Check out their 5,000 5-star reviews for yourself. Go to callhallfirst.com and get started with your 5-star experience today.
You
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
List.
And
I've been saying list since
Bedrock and Rocket Mortgage basically turned an old parking lot into a massive outdoor playground right next to Campus Martius. There's roller skating, basketball courts, a mini golf course, food trucks, live music performances, and art installations. It's such a fun place to visit, whether you're on a date, with the family, or hanging out before a Tigers game. And they've even got Wi-Fi, so you can take your computer and work in the heart of the city. You only have to pay for roller skating and food, but everything else is free. For more information and midway hours, go to deckedoutdetroit.com. That is deckedoutdetroit.com.
That place, if you have not been there, is really, really cool. I mean, they've got skating, they've got putt-putt, they've got basketball. I mean, they've got everything.
Joey said he's
down
going to
there.
hook us up for a little basketball game.
I think that is just a great thing they're doing down there. Everybody at Bedrock, the Midway on Monroe, I mean, pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool.
I always wanted to own a bowling alley and call it Bedrock Bowl.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the Flintstones?
Like the Flintstones. Absolutely.
Maz, you wanted to read some of the YouTubers?
Yeah, we got some of their favorite events. So we got, let's see, I want a ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals from Tammy Chin. Jake Wegner wants a free ticket to the Lions Super Bowl. I got another couple of Super Bowls here. Let's see, a heavyweight championship for Mr. Sammy 02. Let's see, college football World Cup final, and it's not even close. Cordy Engel agrees with you.
Somebody gets
WrestleMania, Super Bowl. Tigers, Red Sox at Fenway. Jake Wegner.
I did see that. Tigers. I was at the Torrey Hunter game.
Oh my! Oh god!
And that was like to watch.
That was the end of the series.
Yeah, to watch it live was really incredible. That was really cool.
Michigan against Appalachian State. Mike G says for the national championship. Leafs and Red
pretty
Wings.
Douchey.
Leafs and Red Wings in the finals, and so on and so forth. There you go.
That's pretty good stuff there. Wimbledon's a good one too. I wouldn't mind
Absolutely.
flying across the pond and
That would
going
be
to
cool.
Wimbledon. Be great if an American tennis player could do anything. I don't even know if men's American tennis is if anybody plays.
I feel like we missed our win. I feel like if you haven't gone to Wimbledon, the French Open, the Australian Open, or U.S. Open in the last 15 years, I feel like we've missed our window. Because I feel like there is still good tennis being played. DJ Tom T, that's his second favorite sport. But it's like Djokovic is at the end. Federer is gone. Nadal plans on retiring. That's why I was happy Nadal actually won the other day. Nadal plans on hanging him up after this year. Djokovic plans on hanging
Men's
him up
tennis is a mess
next year.
when those
in
guys
women,
leave.
Serena's done.
Yep.
Venus is done. Like it's over for the
you
ones
got
that we know. The
Coco
one that we grew up
Gauff and I forget the other one, but Coco Gauff is a name. At least give you a little bit of hope on the
Naomi
American
Osaka
side.
is the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but there's
I'll
two
pass.
Americans that were playing each other, I believe. But the men's
Madison
side,
Keys, maybe?
I couldn't even name for you one male tennis player in the United States.
We just gave you the top
No,
four.
he's saying the United States.
in the
of
United
America.
States.
Okay.
But
Like,
it's been a
remember-
very long. It's been a very long. Like it's been a very long time. I feel like those American tennis. They went on American men's tennis players. They all went out at the same time. It was like Andy Roddick was the guy that won.
He was
one.
the last one, right?
It was him and Blake. I can't think. Blake something. Is a
Did
black,
he even
is-
win one?
It's a black ball head guy. No, he didn't win
James
anything. But he
Blake.
was.
So-
James Blake was another one that him and Roddick around at the same time. Michael Chang, Agassi, like he going back. now.
Roddick, Agassi, Chang, McEnroe,
Way back.
Sampras,
Connors.
I mean, Connors. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's such a great lineage of American male tennis players too, and I mean now it's just I couldn't even name for you.
It was
one.
must-watch TV back in the day. It's definitely passed.
Guys, how long before the Oakland Athletics end up in Las Vegas?
I hope.
Let me show you this.
I
Let me
feel
show-
terrible for
let
the
me
Oakland fans.
I don't, because look at Oakland fans. Look at this snapshot from last night. They announced 5,100 fans there. There weren't 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to the. I'm sorry. Like you lose your team. When you're.
Well, they already know they're going to lose the team. That's why they're not showing up.
And maybe so.
It's sad.
Well, the Chargers knew the same thing, but they still were going to the games of Qualcomm in San Diego, though, until the end, though.
I mean, the Oakland A's are a great franchise.
Yes,
in
I agree.
Major League Baseball, in the American League. They are a great historic franchise. I don't care if you're taking my team away or not. I'm going to support my Tigers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that showing last night is an embarrassment. Now, the Oakland Raiders left for Las Vegas. The Golden State Warriors, who played in Oakland, left Oakland and built their arena in San Francisco. So I consider that a team that left because they no longer play in Oakland.
Well, they call themselves the Bay, the city.
And I understand that, but they were the Oakland Warriors. Right. You know, their team was in Oakland.
But that's why they were always called Golden State.
Sure.
Because they played in different places, San Francisco and Oakland, Cal Palace, so on and so forth.
Fine.
They played all over in California.
Well, where was the arena? That
Oracle's in Oakland.
Yeah, Oracle's in Oakland. Didn't they play at Oracle?
I think Oracle's their place now.
No, Chase is their place now.
Oh, yeah,
Chase,
Oracle wasn't in Oakland.
Yeah.
Oracle was in Oakland. That's where they played their games. And now you're going to lose the Oakland A's?
They're not going to have any teams.
And they shouldn't. If that city can't get together, I mean, the city's got to do so. That city's a disaster. That Northern California area is a disaster.
Do you guys remember the old NHL Oakland team?
No.
The Oakland Golden Seals.
Really?
Back in the 70s, yes. They went bankrupt.
Sounds like it.
They went bankrupt.
The Golden Seals.
Great uniforms.
What do you got any thoughts on that or no?
I feel bad for a city that loses, especially when they lose the Raiders.
You feel bad, but at the same time, it's like you pointed out. It's like, okay, so I was just talking to Maz, and I said the San Diego Chargers, they knew that they were losing their franchise. They knew that their franchise was going to L.A., but until the end, they fought tooth and nail. And what that meant was not just, at town hall meetings, not going into the president's office and saying, hey, we protest. No, they went to the games. They showed up for all the games that season. They showed up for all the games those last 3 seasons, knowing that they would lose the team, hoping that them being there, their presence, being present, would maybe lead them to stay, and maybe they just, you know what, we'll just take the Los Angeles Rams. And they still took their team, but they fought to the end. To watch that 5,100, when you can see on TV that it clearly was about 2,300, it's like
maybe
you feel bad, but at the same time, you're like, I mean, but do I really feel bad? I think they would do better in Vegas.
But were there any better fans in NFL than the Oakland Raiders fans in the black hole?
I got hit with a battery in the black hole. Like, they throw everything at you, like in the battery. Like, it's a tough place to play because I hated playing in like baseball parks because if you got to dive for a catch or if you get tackled, like that dirt from the baseball, from the infield, man, it cuts scars, all this stuff. So not only do you get scarred up, not only do you get hit with a battery, then if you lose, now you got a freaking 4-hour, 5-hour flight with a loss, with a scab, with a battery bump on your head. I hated playing at the black hole from a physical standpoint. But in terms of a fan and like being appreciative of being in that past, it was amazing.
But they are always, to me, what? The Oakland Raiders.
Oh, always.
You're not going to say Vegas Raiders.
No.
You just. It's hard. It's hard to say it.
I still say the Oakland Raiders.
And the Oakland A's, man, they're gonna wind up in Vegas.
They are.
And Vegas is going to get basketball too.
Yep.
They're going to have all 4 sports covered.
It should have been had. They should have been had all 4 sports. Now, obviously, they were waiting because they expected that it would happen like the football season did last year, where you have a couple things happen off the field. But for the most part, you look at college, you look at what they did with the Aces, you look at the Raiders. They're making some strides, but the Golden Knights.
Oh yeah,
they're doing it the right way.
Made it to the finals. I mean,
first year.
Right. I mean, come on.
Year 2.
They fired their coach this year because they didn't make the playoffs.
Right. I love it.
It's only their 4th year.
We got our GM here for the Tigers after 7 years.
And we passed up Gerard Gallant. He's with the Rangers.
Right.
So we kept Blashill.
Braylon always talks about how great the 2005 NFL draft class was. How about the 2000 NBA draft class? Was it the worst of all time? Some of the names from this. We were having some fun with this.
Is number 1 overall Michael Olowokandi?
No. We'll have it for you next, but first a message from MyBookie.
Oh, man, MyBookie, you can bet the NBA Finals tonight. It's game 1 from San Francisco. That's right. The Golden State Warriors and the Boston Celtics. You also got a little hockey. How about you're going to bet the over again? Are they going to go over again, the Oilers and the Avalanche? If they do, get on mybookie.ag, mybookie.com. Use the promo code Woodward. They'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Free money. That's right. This is the promo code Woodward. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a problem gambling, please call 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper. Tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
NBA Finals, we're going to get to that in just 1 second, but we saw this, and it was almost remarkable how bad the 2000 NBA draft was, Braylon. Kenyon Martin was taken number one.
I love
Stromile Swift.
Yes. How great are some of these names
Mike
that you
Miller.
see?
Look
on
at the
this?
Pistons who they took that year.
Mateen Cleave.
Pfizer was out of Iowa State. I remember that. Ben John. What was that? Johnson.
This is
Chris Mim.
This
out of
is
Texas.
one
Chris Mim was
miss
Texas.
after the next. On
Jamal
this one.
Crawford. Jamal Crawford's a good one.
Here you go, if you really can't. Kenyon Martin, Stromile Swift, Darius
he's great.
Miles, third. Marcus Pfizer,
Knuckleheads.
Mike Miller. He had a nice
All
career.
bench guys.
DeMar Johnson, Chris
He got in
Mim,
that car accident.
Jamal Crawford had the nicest career. Went 8th overall. Joel Prisbilla, Keon Dooling.
Oh, Keon Dooling he won a championship. He beat the Pistons.
Yeah, by himself, right?
No, by himself, but he was damn good.
Jerome
Keon Dooling averaged
Moiso.
18 that was the Heat.
Eton Thomas.
I remember Eton Thomas.
Jason Collier, Mateen Cleaves. Quentin Richardson, Speedy
Rich.
Claxton, Mo Pete, Morris Peterson. Some of the names on here. Mark Madsen. How about that?
It just caught my eye when I saw this list. I'm saying, really? These are all number one draft picks.
My favorite basketball player of all time, Khalid El Amin. That's because how do you freaking know that? It's awesome. My friends in college used to call me Khalid El Ermanni.
What's going on with these throws from the catcher? There's some interesting players in there, but to your point, there aren't any players that are like starters, first ballot Hall of Famers. There's some really good role players there. Mike Miller, one of the best shooters of all time. Jamal Crawford, in my opinion, the best sixth man of all time. He won the award 5 times. He leads the NBA in career 4-point plays. Jamal Crawford as well. It's a lot of role players in there, but to your point, there aren't those stars. Kenyon Martin is probably the only one, and even when he got
Injury
drafted,
plagued.
he was coming off injury.
Yeah.
Because he was playing for Cincinnati. They were the number team in the country. DeMar Johnson was on that team as well. He gets injured, doesn't play in the Final Four, still goes number one. And he had a good career. But like you said,
and he broke his leg. Remember how skinny his legs were? I'll never forget how skinny his legs
That's
were.
what I'm saying. He broke it right before he broke it in the conference championship game.
Brett, I want to get into some NBA talk now. NBA Finals begins tonight. Can we throw up the schedule?
Oh, put up the schedule.
By the way,
this is gross. This schedule
Hate
is
it.
gross.
I don't even understand it. So they'll play tonight, and then they wait. First of all, they didn't play. It's been like 4 days since they played, or 3 days since they played. Then they play
Because the
tonight.
Celtics closed out what, Sunday or Monday?
Sunday.
Okay,
Sunday night.
Yes.
So they had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So they'll play game 1 tonight. I believe it's so far away, Maz, I can't see it right now.
I know. Let's put it on the backboard, Fletch.
Can you put it on the back?
They're going to play tonight, then Sunday. They're going to play 2 games a week.
Yeah.
And this thing could go 17 days. If it goes the whole way, Father's Day night at Golden State will be game number 7. We're talking 17 days to play 7 games.
June 19th, Sunday, June 19th
Yes.
is game 7 if this lasts a couple of weeks. I think this is disgusting.
It's way too much.
This is nothing new though. Like, they've been doing this for a very long. They've been doing this for at least since the first Golden State and the Cleveland. I want to say in 2015. They've been doing this. They've been extending at least 2.5 weeks, and you're watching. You're like, man, it's still on. Is it still going? Is it still going? Is it still going? Father's Day is very synonymous with the NBA Finals because it reminds me of Michael Jordan and his father, especially after his father passed. But 17 games, man, that's all about one thing. It's about money, marketing, and sponsorship dollars, man.
But I mean, look at that.
I don't like it. I'm
Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Thursday. I don't get it. Today's June 2nd, and you're talking to me about a game, possible Game 7 on June 19th.
It's 2.5 weeks.
I just don't understand why, if the game, it starts in Golden State, correct? The first 2 games are home. They had the better record this year. Why are they not playing on Thursday, Saturday?
Thursday, Saturday. You take a day off Sunday, and you play Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep. I agree.
You know,
They must know what they're doing, I guess.
Well, obviously they do, because I mean,
you know what the NBA
they're
is
just
doing?
dragging it out. But
I think they're doing is 2 things. I think one, they're dragging it out obviously for marketing dollars, sponsorship dollars, commercials, getting those ads, advertisements up. I get that. I think also what they're doing, they're like partially load managing for the 2 teams involved. They're giving each team a chance to recoup. They're giving guys like Marcus Smart, who was played a game against the Heat, didn't play a game against the Heat, played a game. They're giving him a chance to fully rest. A guy like Al Horford, who's in year 17, year 16. They're giving these guys a chance to rest so that there's no excuses. I mean, I get it, but dang.
Here's another point that Rob J brings up on the YouTube chat, and I certainly appreciate that. Hey, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button for us. We'll try to get over 100 here. There's no rhythm to the series. That's what Rob J wrote. And it almost becomes like each game is its own game.
Yeah.
Which I guess would be fine, right? But there's no sort of momentum at all that you carry over from one game to the next.
It's not the way we watch basketball.
No.
It's like baseball when the 06 Tigers had to wait 10 days to play. It's not how baseball players play.
But again,
they play every day, maybe one day off a week.
But again, Maz, can you imagine if once you did play, game 1 was one day, and then 2 days later or 3 days later, game 2 was played? It's just not how we watch the game.
It's not. Who do you like for MVP possibilities? Let's put the odds up for MVP possibilities. You think there's only one?
I mean, there's a sneaky one that you can bet on.
Andre Wiggins.
And the sneaky one.
Andrew Wiggins. I mean, I don't know why I said Andre.
And the sneaky one my brother just mentioned is Andrew Wiggins. I think Andrew Wiggins.
Oh, is that what he said?
That's what I was going to say. That's the sneaky one. Is Andrew Wiggins. He plays on both sides of the ball. He plays defense. He plays offense. He's a guy that can sneak and average 22. He's also going to be a guy that has to switch off between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. So you get the defensive side. People pay attention to that. And then as well as him scoring points. So I think he could be the sneaky one. But that being said, that's not going to happen. Steph Curry is the only MVP that's going to happen in this. Steph Curry needs this MVP. They're going to win, but he needs this MVP. They have 3 wins, 5 appearances. He has no finals MVPs. And you can say that in year 1, when they gave it to Andre Iguodala, he possibly could have won that. I think that's okay, but he didn't. Iguodala had too many big plays, especially on the defensive side of the ball. KD, when he was there, the second KD championship, Steph Curry had an outstanding series. Now, he averaged about 28, 9, and 8. It was ridiculous, but KD was so damn good that you couldn't give it to him over that. So
Klay Thompson's plus 1,800.
This is how you make your mark. Like, everybody talks about he's the most influential basketball player in the last 30, 40 years. And yeah, that's true. And everybody talks about, he's the best shooter of all time. But he's not the best point guard of all time, and I hate when people say
Isaiah.
that. This is Isaiah Magic. I mean, Isaiah Magic, for starters. This is how you take that next step. You go into this finals, you win this finals. Like, you shut everybody up. You shut all the naysayers up. You got to go out there and show that you won. You got to go out there and show us that, okay, yeah, you can shoot 400 threes in a year, but you also in a series, a best of 7, against a team that's so defensively good as the Celtics, as Boston Celtics, and so rangy that you can put up 29 a night, that you can put up, because he's not really an assist guy. Like, if you look at Steph Curry, the assist leader for the Golden State Warriors is Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond leads them in assists. So I need him to step out of that shadow, because here's a conversation. If you put this resume out there, Ryan, and I'm done after this.
You're good.
If you put this resume out there and it says 4 four NBA Finals champions, 1 MVP, and then all the other stuff that you have for Steph Curry, it's a whole nother conversation. It's a whole nother. It's because then now you start to look at, damn, you know what? They would have won against the Raptors if Klay Thompson and KD don't go down. Now that's 5 wins. Well, you know what? Here's another win, and here's this, and here's
They
that.
would have beat the Cavs if Draymond didn't get suspended for Game 6.
It wasn't even Draymond before, so it was more so Bogut. Because when Bogut got injured, they had no rim protectors. And Kyrie and LeBron lived in the paint after Bogut got hurt, but Draymond as well. He's got to win this MVP. If they win a championship, that's fine. If they win a championship and Klay Thompson gets MVP, they win a championship and Draymond Green gets MVP or Wiggins gets MVP or somehow Jordan Poole gets MVP. Like, what does that say about Steph? When we talk about the best players of all time, when we talk about the top 10, what do they all have in common? They have an MVP, they have a finals MVP in there somewhere, and they have championships. Steph doesn't have that finals MVP yet. He's got to have that.
It's voted on, so it's not like he didn't earn it. He could, like you said, he earned it, and all the other ones, he just didn't get voted for it.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, man, it's like I don't want to hear that he didn't get voted for. I need you to show me beyond the benefit of the doubt that you're MVP. Like, this is that next step.
Well, he is. We all know.
Like, this is that. But we say that every year.
That's his team.
We say that every year, and he doesn't get it. We said that when he went there the first time, and Iguodala won. We said it even with KD. And he didn't get it. KD got it. And then obviously there was the injuries in those two that they didn't win. He's got to just go get it. And I know that's your boy. He's got to go get it.
Well, who do you like in the series, Ryan? When we come back, I'll show you the odds on Golden State in 4, Golden State in 5, Boston in 4.
I do think this is Golden State's championship to lose, but Boston is going to be they're going to put up a fight. This is not an easy series.
No,
I think this
not.
is going to be a long series.
Beer Man's coming up.
And we'll talk to him about that next. This is Ermanni and Edwards, but first a message from SMA.
That's right. The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the F Word. The F Word standing for fentanyl. Talks about addiction, talks about abuse, and it also talks about mental health, talks about where you can go to get answers, where you can go to get help, or even if you're on the spectrum at all. Go to thesportsma.com to find out how you can be okay not being okay. Thesportsma.com. Sean Jordan, NFL alumni, do an amazing job. Go to thesportsma.com.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
When you need apparel, there is only one place to go, Big Frog Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has all the styles you want. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4BIG-FROG. That is 844-4BIG-FROG. Visit them at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Woodward Sports Network, we are going to get to our guy, Chris Prince, the beer man, momentarily. Maz, you were talking about this series, Boston and Golden State. And just quickly, you know, for me, it's the Warriors championship to lose. I think they're going to have to beat Boston. I mean, Boston's not going to lay down. But this is going to be a good series, in my opinion.
I agree. And I'm telling you right now, I thought it was going to be 4 or 5 games for them. I'm wrong. Put up the odds there, Fletch. It's going to go 7 for sure because it's going to end on Father's Day night. That's what the NBA wants. That's what they're going to get. They're going to get 17 days of coverage. And let's put up the odds on game, you know, how to win it in a game 7. I mean, it's all there for you. I love it. And you know it's going the whole way because that's what TV wants, guys.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm not
why
sure
else
we
would
have
they
that
stretch it
graphic.
out?
I'm not sure we have that graphic, Matt, so we'll just let it go.
There it is.
There we go. There it is. So,
there we go. 2-shot home run.
Daz Cameron with a 2-run home run, by
Take
the
the
way, to take the lead, 3-2, bottom of the 8th. How
That
about
got
that?
Fletch excited.
Does that mean we won the Verlander trade?
So, how do you want to read these odds? I guess it'd be Golden State winning in 7 is kind of the favorite here.
There you go.
I think,
Again, Vegas knows.
I think Golden State will win in 5, and the reason why I think that is you saw too many times in the series with Miami where Jason Tatum legitimately has one good game, has a bad game, has one good game, has a bad game, has one good game, has a bad game. Your star in a series like this can't have that happen. Because Golden State Warriors can win in in many different ways. You have great defense that they play. They were the league leading defender early in the year until Draymond got hurt. They were the team that was leading in defense. So you have Draymond Green, you have the ability, you have Kuminga, you have Looney, who's going to play good defense on those big guys in there, Horford, especially when Jaylen Brown wants to attack, as well as Tatum. But then you also have any way to score. Like you got 4 guys that can get you 40 points. Like you got 4 guys, Andrew Wiggins, you have Jordan Poole, you have Klay Thompson, and you have Steph Curry. And then you got guys in Steph Curry and Klay. Man, whenever they heat up, they can do whatever they want to, and they can win it anyway. So I think 5 games is going to be it.
Let's bring him in. He is the man, Chris Prince, Beer Man on Twitter at BeerMakersFan. Woodward bets 4:30 daily here on Woodward Sports Network. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff for Woodward bets. Beer Man, how you doing?
Hey, Beer.
I'm good, guys. How we doing? Nothing better. NBA Finals kicking off tonight, so super excited for that. I'm ready to talk some hoops, guys.
No Bucks though.
It's like Christmas morning or
Come
Christmas
on, man.
night, all right?
Sorry,
Like
bro.
Christmas,
No Pistons
it's
either.
like Christmas night.
I got your back, Beard. No Pistons either.
Thank you, Braylon. No Pistons, no Bucks. We're all sitting this one out. But
No
a hell of a
Knicks either.
series we get here.
No
Knicks for
Knickerbockers
sure.
either. Yeah, that's
But
for sure.
before we get to the number tonight and all that good stuff, Beer, Celtics, Warriors, how do you size up these two teams?
I love this matchup. I think it's the best matchup we could get, honestly. You look at some of the other teams. Miami, outside of Jimmy Butler, they're not a very exciting brand of basketball. We know everyone wants to see Golden State, Steph Curry, the way that they've been playing, so it lines up there. And, guys, Boston's been probably the best team in the NBA since the second half of the season, the way they've been playing on both sides of the ball. So love this matchup here tonight. Now, guys, it'd be very easy for you to come on here and say Golden State's going to win this thing. They're the favorite for a reason. I honestly think Boston has more than a puncher's chance in this series, and the reason why, that defense. I think they're going to be able to limit some of the stuff that Golden State does, specifically Steph Curry, Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. If he can slow him down, make some of these other guys beat him, they're going to need that big series from Andrew Wiggins. They're going to need 30-point Klay Thompson. And Jason Tatum, guys, on the other side, to me, yeah, he's not Steph Curry, but he's damn close. A budding superstar here, along with Jaylen Brown, kind of his Batman or his Robin to Jason Tatum's Batman. I think Boston has what it takes to drag this series along. So I heard the last couple of minutes you guys talking. I agree. I think this thing's going to go 6-7 games. And Maz, I'm kind of with you. The NBA, they're going to want to stretch this out. No one's going to want a sweep and it's over. Whether we believe in that stuff or not, I think Boston has the goods to hang in this series, guys. And I'm going to be making bets on Boston to win this series against the Golden State Warriors.
They're playing 2 games a week.
I want to come back to you, Beer Man, about you picking Boston and why you choose to do so. But just think about how great this is. Just think about Kyrie is with the Boston Celtics because he wants to leave LeBron and, do his own thing. He goes to the Celtics thinking he will win over there with who was there at the time. It'll come back to me, Gordon Hayward, And just think about the other side. Just think about Golden State. You get the injuries. You hear everybody say, you know what, that's it. Their time has come. The era is over. It's no more of them. Klay Thompson. Every time you heard Klay's name, it was he's done, he's finished, he's going here. Fast forward 4 years. The Brooklyn Nets out of the playoffs. They don't make it. Meanwhile, both teams that they left are essentially playing against each other for it all. I think it's a great storyline. I love the storyline. Talk to me. Boston Celtics? Why you think the Celtics, man?
Well, first of all, Braylon, I fade the public. It's just one of my rules of thumb. And if you ask 100 people on the street, probably 85, 90 of them are going to say Golden State. They know the players. They know the team. They've been there. They're the battle-tested team. And I can make that argument for Golden State. Do they have the best player on the floor? Yes, probably with Steph Curry. Coaching edge. you go with Steve Kerr, or you go with the experience that this team has. But I like the grit of Boston. Think about how many times we buried this team. You know, they were under 500 at one point this season. The Bucks had them beat. Miami had them on the ropes, and they have answered the bell every single time they have had to. They have gone on the road and won 7 games in these playoffs. So I know Golden State has that massive home court advantage here, Braylon. I truly believe Boston is good enough to get this done. If they don't, it will come down to an experience thing. It will come down to they did not contain Steph Curry or they get out-coached. But I think defensively, they have the pieces. They have the veterans in place, the Al Horfords, the Marcus Smarts. These guys have been around the league long enough where I think they can compete, and I think it's worth a bet on them winning this series.
I would have to agree with you. I think the big thing is when you see these teams that are young and experienced. I'll give you an example. The 2013 OKC team. Like, they were very young. They were still green. And they were still inexperienced when they went against the Miami Heat. But they were scorers. You had James Harden, who was coming off the bench with 22. You had KD. You have Russell Westbrook. But this team is different, like you said. This team is a defensive juggernaut. They got 2 wings in Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum that can extend. They can play at the perimeter. They can play inside the paint as well. You have Horford. Oh, by the way, did I mention they have the Defensive Player of the Year? And on the flip side, those guys can score points as well. Horford is starting to shoot the 3-ball and later in his age. Marcus Smart gets to the rack. Like when Jason Tatum is being the BS Jason Tatum, hiding in the corner, Marcus Smart doesn't mind going to the rack and getting the and one, getting the foul, and Jaylen Brown as well. So I agree with you that it definitely can stretch to 7. I, in my ignorance, am just going to go with 5.
Hey, that's the popular play. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It would not shock me to see Golden State win this, guys. This is not Boston's going to sweep them. I think 6, 7 games. I just think they have the grit. And Braylon, the big thing you said there, defensively, I think that's where they're going to be able to slow this team down enough, and they'll be able to keep up offensively. The old cliche, defense wins championships. I think we see that play out here.
Hey, man, the NBA wants 7, so it's going to go 7. Other than that, if I didn't know they would spread this thing out, I would have Golden State winning in 5 or 6 games at the most, just like Braylon picked. They're the best team in the league, and you got the Splash Brothers back together again. There's no way this team is failing. Steve Kerr is not going to get out-coached by the Boston Celtics. What's his name? What's the Celtics coach?
Udoka?
He's not getting out-coached by him. There's no way in hell. Let me ask you just a baseball quickie here. Did you have the Pirates sweeping the Dodgers?
I did not, but you would have made a lot of money on that, man. They were about plus 250, plus 300 in every one of those games. So, it's one of those weird anomalies, and I always love looking for those kind of underdogs, especially in a parlay. In baseball, we know it's a long season. Anything can happen. As we see, any team can go in and win on any given day. So on certain days, I'll find some of those plus 180s to plus 300s and parlay a few of them together. It doesn't cost you a lot to make a big return on your money. You grab a couple of those underdogs like that, throw them in a $5, $10 parlay, you're talking a couple $100 in return. So nice. Baseball specifically, love doing that. Because again, over 162 games, the sample size is big enough. Things are going to happen, so as we saw with Pittsburgh. So something to keep in mind, even when the Tigers are on the road in New York, when they're plus 250 against the Yankees, anybody can win on any given day in baseball. So those little parlays like that always make a lot of sense for a few bucks.
How about my New York teams? My Mets and Yankees are really playing good baseball. Yankees ready to beat the Angels today. They have a doubleheader tonight. And then the Mets are at L.A. Do you think the Dodgers bounce back against the Mets in Game 1? And who do you like tonight in the nightcap, Yankees-Angels?
It's hard to not ride with the Yankees right now. I've been a big proponent of them not only on the money line but on the run line as well, Maz. So you give the minus 1.5. It can help lower your odds on them. Yankees team total with the way that they've been hitting. Aaron Judge seemingly homing every single night, so his home run props, 2 home run props. As far as the Dodgers go, of course, I think they bounce back. You're excited for that series. As far as tonight goes, I do like the Dodgers in that one. The Yankees, again, I'll be on that run line. The Angels, you get Mike Trout, you get Ohtani out. It's pretty easy from there. So look at the Yankees on the run line to minimize your odds a little bit.
Talking to Chris Prince, Beerman on Twitter at BeerMakersFan, part of the Woodward Bets crew. You could watch him and the gang, I should say, 4:30 on Woodward Sports. Beer, I want to ask you about like NBA Finals tonight. Single game parlays. What's the game theory there? I mean, if If Golden State wins the game, is it a high-scoring game? Is Steph scoring 30? If Boston wins the game, is it a slugfest where the game's played in the 90s? What is the mindset of a game theory that you could potentially put a one-game parlay on here?
So the biggest thing, you nailed it, Ryan, is telling yourself a story that makes sense. Like you just said, if Golden State rolls, why do they roll? Why do they win big? Who had the big game? Generally, when they roll, it's because Steph's going to get his numbers. But we've seen when Clay goes nuts, then they win big. When Wiggins has a huge game, then they win big. So it's thinking more beyond the first layer of the onion and the guys that we know are going to get their numbers. Same thing on the other side. We know Jason Tatum's going to get his numbers, but is Al Horford going to come up big? Is Marcus Smart suddenly going to score 20 points? So telling yourself those stories and making it all kind of makes sense, along with obviously looking into numbers, looking at some of the prospects for guys. Are they going to go over, under some of these numbers? Don't be afraid to play unders as well. Everybody wants over. Sometimes hitting some of these unders on some of the numbers that look too high, according to projections, can be a way to go too. But always telling yourself the story, making it work together, making it correlate makes the most sense.
Just don't play unders in hockey.
Yeah, right. Not in hockey.
No kidding. Stay away from those.
Hey, watch Chris. By the way, Tigers just completed a win. Woo! They got 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Gregory Soto closes it out. They take 4 of 5 from the Minnesota Twins.
They go into the World Series.
My goodness.
Oh,
all right. Maybe time to
6-8.
start paying attention here. Beer, thanks so much. We'll be watching 4:30 today, my friend.
Real quick, guys, couple long shot MVP bets for this series I wanted to get out there that I made this morning. Andrew Wiggins at 46 to 1
that's
on
your guy.
FanDuel, and Al Horford was 120 to 1 and the MVP. It's likely Steph Curry, it's likely Jason Tatum. But why get 120 to 1, 45 to 1? Those are some long shot bets for you for the NBA Finals.
Why not 18 to 1 on Clay?
Clay just doesn't do enough, man. He's going to hit some threes, but those other guys can stuff the stat sheet, make a difference on both ends of the floor.
Okay.
He'll have one game in the mid-30s, and then
you
never know.
Thanks so much, Beer. We'll be watching today, 4:30.
Right,
we're going to take a break, come right back. But before we do, want to let you know about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. The place is wicked awesome. As you know, we broadcast live from the world headquarters of Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Birmingham. Definitely awesome to get off the air and get a precision haircut looking good. Ooh-wee. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. All you got to do, walk in, sign in, sit down. Before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee. Get to Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Odds Trader.
OddsTrader.com, the #1 site for all your in-game bets. Same day as well. Begin your handicapping journey on OddsTrader.com. For play-by-play updates, live scores, and bet tracking, download OddsTrader from the App Store right now today. Get on it. I'm talking about for the best pricing every game and sign-up offers from multiple sports books. Go to OddsTrader, man. They do it all on their site. No need to go to any other site. Just go to OddsTrader.com. They'll take care of everything.
Quick thought on the Tigers, gang. I mean, Daz Cameron, 2-run homer, bottom of the 8th inning. Pretty darn good. 21-30 on the year now.
Once again, pitching.
Did Clemens get a hit yet?
No, he did not get a hit today.
He had three nice catches in the outfield.
Good defense.
Yeah. Really good defensively today. Time of the day, we like to play Maz's videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's Videos of the Day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
All right, NBA Finals night tonight. Cannot wait, and why not start it off with the greatest player in basketball?
happening here?
Just shooting, just watching them warm up. Watch Steph Curry warm up. Braylon's already busting my butt.
Yeah, you know what?
I don't see KD on the court.
No, well, first of all, you said the best
So
player
great.
in basketball because KD is the best player in basketball. But the big thing about Steph
Never heard of him.
is I get tired of watching these Steph videos, and this is why. Steph goes out there and warm-ups. He makes 100 out of 100. He shoots shot from damn near in the parking lot. He makes that shot. He turns around. He's like high-fiving his daughter, throwing over it. He's making all that. Then he gets in the game and makes 2 threes and 3 threes. So I'm no longer a fan of watching how great he is in warm-ups. Like, do that in the game. So that's why I'm
So
tired
you'd
of
rather
watching
watch KD do it in the game, but not
doesn't
not
matter.
win a playoff?
First of all, I mean, it's not about KD. It's about watching these Steph videos. He did this all year. How many times did we watch him do this? And then all year he was like -1, -3, -2. He struggled from the three-point line. So what that's telling me is this act, it's fun in the pregame. It's fun. It's easy. Man, it's just like bowling on practice before the bowling round starts. How many strikes do you see from everybody on the lane? Everybody looks like a 900 series. And then when it starts, you start to see those strikes and those gutters and those spares and those splits.
You're always trying to hit the 10 pin.
Exactly.
All right. How about this crazy guy in the golf cart? I know. Is this guy just, I guess, going? Did he do this on purpose?
I didn't see it.
Is he just doing this just to get me to play it?
I didn't see
on
it.
videos of the day. Check him out.
Yo.
The performance.
Yeah.
Is that Marshawn Lynch?
No, but you're just showing off performance at that point.
Oh yeah.
You're just trying to
think
let
he's
the
just showing
people
off?
know.
Watch me.
Yeah.
It's not over
Video
yet.
me.
It's
You're
not
just-
over.
Yeah. I mean that's all you're trying.
There it is.
That's all you're trying to. Oh, did he fall?
Yeah, you ran to the pole.
He ran right
I
into
did
the
the
pole.
minute I looked down.
Of course.
It's so good.
Of course.
Unbelievable.
People love doing their videos.
He had 2 seconds to post it.
Hey, you guys fans of the People's Court? Remember the old People's Court? I found this video. I'm not sure if this is the British People's Court.
Harvey Levin was out there.
But check. You got to listen to this, obviously,
He was
and
the,
look at the
court
people's
reporter.
face.
Oh, he
In
was.
Britain,
That's right.
Let's bring up.
TMZ.
I'm bringing it up. I'll say it's People's Court, Britain.
The dog was trying to have with our cat.
My cat's now on medication for anxiety and depression.
What else would you want from Sandra?
An apology, an actual heartfelt apology.
I'm really, really sorry, Nikki. I'm really, really, really sorry. I didn't realise that it was... I'm sorry.
Why are you laughing? It's not a funny situation. You're
It's
supposed to be
not even any
apologising.
funny. I'm not. It's not any.
You guys were chatting at the beginning. The person, her dog, tried to hump their cat. So now their cat is all stressed out, is all distraught. So that's what the whole spiel is here. Let's take you out to Miami and Tua Tagovailoa. And he was kind of having some fun with the media in Miami, kind of saying, hey, leave my arm strength alone.
Bring that up to me. But she brings it up just so I'm aware with the questions that you guys are going to ask me. For me, it's just zone that out. I mean, we come out to practice. Everyone else, Twitter warriors, keyboard warriors, whatever you want to call them, they're not out here practicing with us working hard. So I don't know if you guys recorded that last one to Tyreek, but
You're not allowed to shoot it.
I don't know about you, but that looked like money.
Tua, you said in that interview that.
Oh,
I like the confidence.
I wish I
Good
had
for
Tua
him.
here.
I
wish
like
Tua.
him. I want him to succeed. Good for him.
Nobody was talking about arm strength when he threw that dime to Devontae Smith to win the national championship.
Nobody was talking
about his arm strength when they wanted to draft him #1 overall, even when he had the hip injury his last year with the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's gonna come back this year and have a damn good year. I promise you. You saw what he did last year in that stretch of games, 7-0. Like, you don't win 7 games in the NFL if you're bad. You just don't. So
they're going to be better than the Patriots. They'll be second to the Bills this year in that AFC
I
East.
agree. I agree.
And the Jets aren't too far behind the Patriots, too, by the way. Last one I leave you with. Practice today at the Cleveland Browns. You've known this.
Was Baker there?
No, Baker wasn't there. But you know what? Deshaun Watson was there. And he got picked off by John Johnson III. Look how excited the Browns were.
You know what's so great about that pick is John Johnson III knew exactly where that ball was going. When he pumped it to him and then took his eyes back to the left, John instantly ran up underneath that route. He knew that ball was going. That's a hell of a defensive
We should
play.
talk about this tomorrow. We don't talk enough about Deshaun Watson and his ability to come back and be Deshaun Watson. He hasn't played in over a year,
right?
And probably going to be a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about Colin Kaepernick all the time. You know, like is he going to be able to play 6 years? What about a year and a half for Deshaun Watson? I mean, are we expecting too much of him just to come back and like riding a bike? Think about that. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Break, get us out of here.
Hey, another great show. This is Thursday. That means we got 1 day left to the weekend, man. 1 day left to the weekend. It's been a good one. Flannel Sam Fletcher's been doing their thing. NBA Finals starts tonight. Steph Curry, they said
Hope I can make it till halftime.
Steph Curry said he would never get back. Well, guess what? He and Clay coming off 2 horrendous injuries, and here they are in the finals. And now you got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Don't forget, when this season first started, they were telling the Celtics to break up that duo and trade them both. Get rid of them both, and guess what? Here they are in the finals. Check it out tonight. Doesn't come on till 9, so if you can stay out, watch it, and we'll see what's up. Make sure you look at the parlays that Beer Man talked about. Get yourself some money with Woodward Sports Bets. This is The Bottom Line. I'm Edwards. That's Ermanni. That's Maz on the couch. And guess what? We're out of here. Shout out to the Tigers. They win 4-5 against the Minnesota Twins. Booyah.